5:30 a.m. I'm leaving in about 10 minutes to head up to New York for the DJI event. GPS says it's going to take about 2.5 hours to drive up there. I'm leaving super early to try and beat the traffic and just get up there and get organized. I won't bore you with any more talk, so let's get going. Alright, so I finally got here to New York City. I'm actually sitting on the side of the road right now. I still need to find somewhere to park. I usually have a go-to place that I park my car, but that's only free parking on the weekends. In fact, you can't even park there during the weekdays. So I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to where the event is being held and try to find a lot or something like that. Also, I got pulled over as I was going through the Holland Tunnel, actually as I was about to go through the Holland Tunnel, because I was talking on the phone. In New Jersey and New York, you aren't allowed to drive while talking on the phone, but in Pennsylvania you are, and I was talking to my mom, and I was sitting in traffic actually. A police officer came over and knocked on my window. He let me go, which is awesome. Shout out to that guy, but again, that would have sucked. Okay, but anyway, the plan now is to find a parking spot. It's about 9:30. The event check-in starts in about an hour, so hopefully I'm not late. A little change to this video. I didn't actually end up recording any audio when I was at the event. The terminal was super loud as people were passing by, and also there's a bunch of people in such a confined area. I feel like none of it would have been picked up. I didn't even waste my time, but I did shoot a bunch of video to share with you guys. To start things off, I just want to say that the set was very impressive. From the drone cage in the middle to the stage itself, everything just looked absolutely awesome. DJI has come a very long way, and it was great to be a part of the event. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into the actual thing everybody is here for, and that is the Spark, the brand new drone released by DJI today at their event, of course. And in this video, I want to hit 5 different topics. So 1 being the body style, 2 being the controller, 3 being the camera, 4 being the software and the new features, and then 5 being the accessories. Alright, so starting off with the actual body style of the Spark, I guess the first thing I should cover are the different colors we have to choose from when purchasing the actual drone. Now, with all of their previous drones, DJI hasn't come out with multiple colors. Like with the Phantom 4, it's one color, the Mavic, it's one color, same with the Inspire, but this time we have 5 different colors to choose from. So the first color is Alpine White, which actually wasn't on display at the event. The next one is Meadow Green, and then we have Sunrise Yellow, Sky Blue, and Lava Red. Overall, I think that these different colors fit the Spark's personality, as the different colors are fun to choose from, and the Spark is a fun drone to fly around. It's nothing that a professional will be using, but again, I think it's good on DJI's part to release multiple colors for this drone. Now, I only hope that they can release a black version for it, as I think that that would look sick. Now, if you've been following my channel over the past couple of weeks and keeping up with the Spark leaks and rumors I've been uploading, you probably aren't all that surprised by the actual design of the drone, but today's release date and the event actually gave us some good information that we didn't already have about the dimensions as well as the weight. So as for the dimensions, we're getting a package that is 143 by 143 by 55 millimeters, which is small. I mean, this thing can fit in your palm, it can fit in your pocket, and it's even smaller than the Mavic. Now, as far as the weight, we're looking at 300 grams, which is 50 grams over the minimum weight for registration with the FAA in the United States. But again, as you know, that whole thing is going on with the FAA regarding their actual restriction process, or I'm sorry, their registration process. So as of right now, I wouldn't register your drone. If you guys want to watch that whole video, I'll throw the link in the top right corner as well as in the description. But yeah, overall, I think the design of the Spark is great. It's super small, again, super tiny, you can bring it wherever you want, and of course, it looks very robust, so that if you crash it in anything, you should be good. Next up, the controller. If this looks a lot like the Mavic's controller, then that's probably because it is. There are 4 immediate differences that I saw, and that is the removal of the LCD screen, the movement of the sports switch to the middle of the controller itself, where the LCD screen used to be, this little glass panel on the back, and the addition of this button, which actually replaces the shutter speed wheel. Weird. I should also mention that the maximum range with the controller is a little over a mile, but I'll touch on that more when I get to the specs. As far as the camera is concerned, we are getting a max resolution of 1080p, capping off at 30 FPS. This is stabilized by a 2-axis gimbal with their mechanical gimbal stabilization technology, and honestly, you could have told me that this was a 3-axis gimbal, and I'd believe you because of how smooth the footage turns out to be. One other thing I forgot to mention about the Spark's camera is that the sensor it's rocking is a 1 by 2/3, which is larger than the average smartphones. Now, I don't even want to get into the debate about 4K and 1080p. You guys know I love my 4K footage, and not having 4K on this drone is definitely going to be a downer, but that does leave a lot of room for improvement. So hopefully, with the next Spark, we do get that 4K resolution footage. Honestly though, at the end of the day, when I was watching all of that 1080p footage through my phone, through my computer, my monitors, I mean everything, even on the big screen at the event, it still looks really good, so I guess I can't complain. Now for the software and features, I'm only going to be going over the ones I find the most important just because I could be here forever talking about every single spec and every single feature. So, if you guys want to, make sure to pause the video when I put everything up on the screen if I go a little bit too fast. I've decided to split this up into two different categories. First, we'll go over the notable specs, and then after that, we'll be going over the notable features. So again, starting out with the specs, the first thing I have here is a 31 mile/hour top speed in sport mode. Next, we have a 16-minute flight time, which is great for a drone this size. Now, with the 16-minute flight time, this is powered by a 1,480 milliamp hour battery, which is great for the size of the actual battery itself. Next, I know I already mentioned this, but the resolution is going to be 1080p at 30 FPS. That is the maximum resolution. Now, this next one is big. The frequency bands inside of the drone itself is 2.4 gigahertz as well as 5.8 gigahertz. And you guys know that I love my 5.8 gigahertz frequency band. This is great for if you're in a crowded area with a lot of wireless routers. So again, I love that they included both of these frequency bands. Next, the remote range is about 1.2 miles, while the Wi-Fi range is about 300 feet. I think it's a little over 300 feet. But again, if you guys can, make sure you get a remote, as you're going to be able to fly a lot further. Now for our features. I'm only going to be including the ones that were actually introduced with the Spark. Other ones that we've seen before, like Active Track, I'll be leaving out. So first of all, we have Pano, and this is pretty much self-explanatory. The drone will take a sequence of pictures and stitch them together in a panoramic picture. Next, we have Shallow Focus, which takes a shallow depth of field picture. So if I'm standing there in front of a landscape, I'll still be in focus while the whole entire background is blurry. Next, we have Quick Shot, which pretty much gives us some predefined shots that we can actually make with the drone by it flying itself. So rocket goes straight up, droney keeps you in the middle of the shot as it flies backwards and upwards, pretty much showing everything around you. Next, we have Circle, which again just flies circles around a set object. And then we have Helix, which does circles as it increases altitude. That one is probably my favorite. Now this next thing on this whole entire features list, which is palm control, is probably my favorite thing. And for this, I'm going to have to show you a quick clip. So this was a clip from the event. This guy was actually doing a demonstration inside of the drone cage where he was making two drones, two Sparks, follow him at once by just using his hands and using that palm control feature, which honestly made my mouth open. I mean, I was like, whoa, that is awesome. When they first showed it during their live stream, I've got to say that this is revolutionary. I mean, I've never seen it before. And having something like this implemented into the Phantom 4 Pro or other drones in the future could be pretty cool. To close this video out, I want to talk a little bit about the accessories that are available for the Spark. So of course we have the ones that are typical, like extra batteries, extra propellers, as well as a charging hub and also propeller guards. But with this drone, they've actually released a brand new accessory called the DJI box, I think it was called, maybe? It's like a charging hub, basically. With this box, we're able to charge not only the drone, but also two batteries. And again, it uses those pins on the bottom of the battery, so all you need to do is place it in and it's charging. As of right now, I really don't know all that much information about it. They touched on it briefly at the event. I'm not sure if they said the price or anything, but I didn't hear it. So as of right now, I don't know the price, and it's not available on their website, so I can't go and check for you guys. But I will keep you up to date if anything does come out. But guys, that's about all for this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here, as I have been trying to upload daily. Also, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of the Spark, as I feel like some people have mixed results. Some think it's overpriced, while others think that it's the perfect drone for them. So again, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace!